The Growing Imaginations programme began in 2012. It was pioneered by a librarian called Breda Hassett at the Bishopstown Library in Cork. And Breda noticed at the time that there was a gap in reading material for with subject-appropriate stories for adults we support. So in partnership with Cope Foundation, professional writer Kevin Doyle and the Cork Textiles Network, who carried out art workshops with the adults we support, the books came to life. The project expanded to City Library and Hollyhill Libraries, and now we have over 30 titles. The concept of sensory reading is different to reading with words. The books that have been made by the libraries, they're books in a bag. This is an idea of what one looks like, with the Growing Imaginations logo on the front. And inside each bag you have a series of cards illustrating the story and objects that support the story. So for every page you'll have an object, and this will allow the audience to experience the story through hearing, seeing, touching, smelling. And it's a more profound way of reading the story. You may not have the exact objects that are in the bags, but Emma will show you the everyday household objects that you can gather in your own house to help you understand the story. So you can produce these objects, and she will give you a list before the story begins. The aim of this video is to bring the sensory story to life at home or in a care setting with your loved one or carer. We really hope that you enjoy them.
Hello, my name's Emma, and today we'll be reading The Hot Air Balloon. Now, if you have your Growing Imaginations sensory book bag at home, these are the story cards you'll find inside them, which will help you follow the story through. And on the backs of every one of the cards is the wonderful art by all of the people who helped us write this story. And if you have the bag, these are the objects that you'll find inside it. But if you don't have the bag with you, we're going to replace each one of these objects with things that you can find in your house. So we'll replace this pillow with any cushion or pillow that you can find at home. We're going to replace this drum kit with 2 wooden spoons. We're going to replace these lovely flowers with fresh flowers from the garden. I think lavender is best for the smell. We're going to replace this lovely birdhouse with any box that you can find at home. We're going to replace this hot air balloon with any balloon with a cup attached to the bottom with 2 pieces of sellotape. We'll replace this bird with our very own handbirds today. And for this cleaning bottle, we'll replace it with any cleaning bottle you have at home and a cloth. Now, we're ready to begin, so if you'd like to pause the video here and find all of these objects, you can resume the video later. Daniel was very tired. Earlier that day, while he was walking around the loch, he had an altercation with a duck. Finally, at last, he was in bed. He fell into a deep sleep immediately. He had a wonderful dream that night. he dreamed that he was in Graceland with Elvis and that he played a drum session with his band. Following a great session with the band, Elvis took Daniel on a tour. They walked through the grounds of Graceland. There were tall palm trees and flowers everywhere. Everywhere was sweet with the smell of flowers. Elvis had parakeets and cockatoos. He even had fancy houses for the birds. Elvis had his very own Ferris wheel. He even had a roller coaster that went in a full loop-the-loop. Elvis had a hot air balloon, which Daniel loved. I've never been in one of those. Well, you came so quick from Ireland that I owe you one. Let's go. They got into the basket. Elvis fired up the burner and up they went. Soon, Graceland was just a speck in the distance. They flew higher. Elvis pointed out the sights. Some birds landed on the edge of the basket. After a while, they were out over the sea. I've always wanted to visit Ireland, said Elvis. I think we should continue. Daniel woke up after that. He was in a terrible sweat. If Elvis was coming, he needed to clean the house. He needed to start right away. He got out of bed. It was the middle of the night and still pitch dark.